I just don't think it's fair to other individuals who aren't friends with people in the area or on the board or whatever's going on here. This is a direct violation of our rules on redevelopment.
The proposed Bella Terra development wants another bite at the apple, but St. Johns County Commissioner Krista Joseph isn't on board. Liz Ryan reports.
Back in March, when developers wanted to build 174 units on the west side of US 1 South, just north of Watson Road and south of Wildwood Drive, community opposition was fierce, and the Board of Commissioners rejected it. The rules state that after a downvote, there's a 1-year waiting period before you can go back to the Board of Commissioners for another hearing. At Tuesday's Board of County Commissioners meeting, a request was made for a waiver of the waiting period. Attorney Doug Burnett argued this new proposal would be quite different. It would be less dense, with single-family units spread out over a larger piece of property.
It would be about 161 units, but it's 15 more acres than what was here before you back then.
Earlier in the meeting, the board voted to set aside $2 million for the Land Acquisition and Management Program. Resident Judy Spiegel thought this property would be a good candidate.
This would be a wonderful land project, but I don't know if $2 million is going to cut it. I think this parcel is worth more than that.
And while she opposed the first developer's plans, she relented and could be on board with this scaled-down project.
It does sound like it is going to be something that maybe we could live with.
Reaction from the public was mixed.
I think we should make them wait.
Here we go again. Other people did it, so now we can do it.
They're actually not disobeying the rules. There is a way you can get a waiver, so let's set that straight.
Stay away from the waiver.
If a waiver is granted this time, you're setting yourself up for a whole bunch of waivers coming forward.
Let him build, man. He wants to sell his property. Just let him sell his property. It's crazy. This is un-American almost.
This needs to be denied. It will be a 4-1 vote. Too bad.
Her prediction wasn't quite accurate. The waiver was granted by a 3-2 vote, with Commissioners Joseph and Whitehurst voting against it. For St. Augustine's Local Morning News, I'm Liz Ryan.
This local news is a service of your hometown Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you.
90% of the city is in a floodplain.
That's why Jessica Beach, Chief Resilience Officer for St. Augustine, says they've made home elevation grants available.
We do have some lower lying neighborhoods that are more susceptible to flooding, particularly when we get those nor'easters and just like we got over Hurricanes Ian and Nicole last year. And so this program is more geared towards houses that have already flooded, and it's backed by the National Flood Insurance Program. So a lot of the properties, if they have flood insurance that are backed by what we call the NFIP, which is part of FEMA, this program is trying to get those repetitive flood loss properties elevated to reduce those damages and that flood risk.
Find out more at upcoming workshops on Wednesday, August 2nd at 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. in the Alcazar Room at City Hall in St. Augustine. St. Johns County is also offering workshops. The first one is Monday, July 31st at Ponte Vedra Civic Association at 2 p.m. The others are being held at 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. on August 1st at the Southeast Library Branch and August 2nd at 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. at St. Augustine City Hall.
Parking is pretty anxiety driven. How much is it going to be? Is there availability? Is it parallel parking? People are terrified of parallel parking, right?
St. Augustine aims to ease those fears with a new parking finder. James Emery is Vice President of Customer Success at Modi.
So we reduce the amount of people driving around and circling, looking for parking on that one specific block, because we can tell you before you even leave your house, you're probably not going to find parking on that block. But if you go 2 blocks down or 1 block around the corner, you have a much higher probability of finding parking there at that given time. Say you're going to go out on a date on Friday. You can actually just put in that specific date and time, and we can give you the odds of finding parking on street for each individual block.
The easily accessible digital parking platform aims to improve the parking experience for both tourists and residents. Find it at Modi, that's MODII.co. With St. Augustine's Local Morning News, I'm Amy Sherry.
And now you're up to date with St. Augustine's Local Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.